to the Geeks, FNJ podcast YouTube channel. This is a show called
What You Doing?
where we talk about what we've been doing during the week. I'm your host, Edward Perez. With me is sometimes me friend.
Felix.
What you been doing, fool?
A couple of things. Been kind of busy this week. So the first thing is I finished finally The Surge 2. This is the sequel to the first Surge. This game came out, I think.
It's the second one. Of course, it's the sequel to the first one. It's the second one.
But, okay, sequel as in direct sequel. Like, right after the second one ends, the third one, the first one ends, the second one starts.
Okay. But see, it's the second one. Redundant.
Pussy.
Is it better? Is it good? What's good? What's good?
It has a lot. It's a lot of good things and some bad things. The good things is that the combat is refined. It's more fluid. The weapons look better. They have better weapons. Some of the mechanics are kind of simplified, but in the simplicity, it's more easy to understand and to mix up your strategy. Mm-hmm. And the kind of not so good things is the story. So the first one was very simple. You get hired, you get fucked up, and you try to like solve a mystery about there was a power surge, people got crazy, you got to know why. And the second one, they delve deeper in the lore, they delve into what happened in the first game, but you don't take charge of the character of the first game, you take charge of another one. So fuck. DJ Khaled was in my head for just a second.
Oh, okay.
And it's it's definitely an improvement. And if the first one I thought it was a 8, this one is a solid 9. It's very fun. I finished
than the second one?
Yeah.
I mean the first one?
In a lot of ways. Yeah, in a lot of ways it's way better. And yeah, it's a solid 9. It definitely should play. I forgot to say, it's kind of a Dark Souls kind of game, so it's a Souls-like. Mm-hmm. So it's very fun and set in a sci-fi universe. And I mean, if you like that type of games, definitely go play it.
I feel it definitely went under the people's radar. I think it's a hidden gem. I haven't played it. I've heard a lot of good things about it. A lot of people like it. Like the people who play it really do enjoy it and like it. Not necessarily for me, but it does have a very strong fan base. That's for sure.
Yeah, and you can count me inside that fan base because it's an amazing game.
Mm-hmm. What else?
And the other thing I saw was this kind of short series by Netflix called Midnight Gospel. It's an animation and this... What?
Yeah, we talked about it on the podcast. I was very excited for it. And proceed.
Okay, something's going down. So it's basically we follow Clancy, who has like a interstellar podcast of some sorts. He gets inside a simulation and he talks to characters. As I understand, the papaya vagina thingy.
Yep.
So as I understand, it's created by Duncan Trussell and animated by the guys who made Adventure Time. So it has that quirky, acid trippy animation.
Yeah, like homemade kind of feel to it.
Yeah, exactly. And as I understand it, they take conversations Duncan Trussell has had in his podcast, and then they sprinkle shit that they re-record or they recorded after the fact just to blend with the animation. But it's very existential. I think it's one of those series you have to watch while stoned because all the colors and all that shit that happens.
That's exactly what Bubble said. We watched one episode and we didn't really, I thought it was going to be like an adventure. I didn't know it had like the podcast feel at all. So that kind of took me by surprise, but you can definitely tell by the way they're speaking that it's a podcast. I didn't know if it was already pre-recorded or the podcast that they recorded was specifically for the show, or it was old recordings with Duncan Trussell and all them. The first one is Dr. Drew.
Oh no, it's all recordings.
It's old ones. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So it did give a feel of like those clips that people animate from podcasts. It gave me that kind of a feel,
Yeah.
but with a whole show. Like while they're talking, he's like shooting really weird zombies because Dr. Drew's the president. It was just really, really weird. I didn't know going in that it was a podcast thing. Maybe if I would have known that, it would have changed a little bit. But it was too weird. I might revisit it. Bubbles jumped out of that. He was like, "Hell no, fuck that." I like the guests. I like the people on it. I know Christina Pazinski's in it. I know Dr. Drew, Joey Diaz. Uh, I might revisit it, but I don't know. It was just really, really weird. It wasn't what I was expecting.
Yeah. I think I kind of. How can I say this? It also
I
took
knew
me
you
off
would like
guard
it.
that. Oh no, I loved it. I completely loved it. The animation and all that, I completely loved. What took me by surprise was also that because the conversations were, I don't know, it felt weird at first. Then I started
Because they were
investigating.
fluid and there were actual conversations and they're not written, so you can tell when something was written and when something was a conversation. Because Dr. Drew, who's not necessarily an actor, you can tell when he turns it on and he's acting. The other one, he's just talking about
Oh, yeah.
weed and like prescription drugs and like a podcast. So after like the
Yeah.
first 5 minutes, I kind of get the flow of what's going on. It's very, very weird. I applaud for it to be something different. I haven't seen anything. I don't remember seeing anything like that, like a podcast show. And it's new. It's cool. It was just a little too random to try to fix everything that they're saying, and with the animation, it was just not for me.
No, it's definitely random, but it's cool. I mean, I breezed through them. They're not that long. I think they were 20 something minutes each, and I mean, it's a definitely must watch if on a lazy Saturday, lazy Sunday. It's completely awesome.
I mean, if you're into it, I wouldn't call it a must watch.
Oh yeah,
If you're into existential conversations and trippiness, and you're smoking weed and you're super high and all that kind of shit, I can definitely see.
oh, they
people-
get deep, they get dense. The conversation started to get dense, and by the last episode, I kind of cried a little bit.
Like, why you crying on what? You cried?
You want me to
Crazy, dude.
spoil what happens on the last episode?
Not really. No, let people watch it.
Okay. So that's what I watched. That's a must watch, and better if you're stoned.
Okay.
What you do?
So I haven't watched much, but I've been playing. Finally, I've been waiting to talk about it. Finally finished it. I had some time to finish it. I'm talking about Death Stranding, bro.
Verga, güey. No.
It's a beefy boy, man. It's really,
Goddamn.
really long. It's over 60 hours long.
Fuck.
It looks amazing. Like they don't cheap out on the graphics whatsoever. Not even when you're playing, or especially cutscenes. The cutscenes. I wanted to look up how many hours of cutscene there is. There's a lot of watching.
Around 5.
That sounds about
Around
that
5 or
doesn't even
6
sound
hours.
Right. I would guess there's more, because the
Maybe.
first 45 minutes, the first 45 minutes to an hour when I started playing this thing, I was like physically playing and controlling Norman Reedus for about 15 minutes. The rest of it was cutscenes and explanations. And with 5 hours of cutscenes, I still don't understand what the hell's going on.
What?
But
Neta?
I kind of. I mean, I kind of get the gist of it. You kind of. But I'm a stupido. Y'all can't forget. I'm fucking dumb. But it definitely feels. It's the most movie-like, series-like game I've played. Like, there's direction. There's the ways the stuff is shot. It very much felt like a movie. The story is very weird and kind of convoluted. So basically, what Norman Reedus is trying to do is turn on the Wi-Fi for the whole United States, and you're tracking through all these different kind of terrains to turn on the chiral network that is going to help people connect to people, which is going to help you help each other, etc. But in the meantime, you're doing Uber Eats and Amazon Prime, and you're delivering all these packages to people. Um, the controls are very, very weird. Like, even to do the
Yep.
simplest thing as just walking with a bunch of packages on your back is complicated. You have to hold the trigger to hold on to the backpack to make sure it doesn't move one way. Or if you're holding one trigger, you're going to lean towards that way. So you need to hold both triggers so you don't wobble. Going up something that's super simple could be catastrophic. You can trip and fall, and all your packages are on the floor. It just, I can see how this can turn a lot of people off from it. Like, I'm just trying to get over this hill, man, and I can't do it. So I can see how people might have been like, I don't wanna. It is very, 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 very particular. He feels light, but at the same time, it's complicated to do things. And I don't know if a lot of people will find that to be very fun. Uh, I did, doing some of the deliveries and seeing how many deliveries I can take to get to point A to point B, but to get to point B, there's C, D, E, F, G on the way over there. So you want to load up your guy, you want to load up your truck, you want to load up your bus or whatever with packages and drop shit off. People might not find that to be very fun. I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was that bad. But yeah, and for combat, you don't really fight anything until halfway. So that was the thing that I was missing. So not till like 20 hours in, you start to see the BTs, or you see the BTs. BTs are like ghosts from the other realm of people who are dead.
Yeah.
That happened for this Big Bang, aka the Death Stranding, and people who died, and yada yada yada. So Norman Reedus's blood is the only thing that can attack them. So you have bullets made out of this blood, and whenever time you shoot, you're draining your blood, and that's how you attack them. And then you have a BB attached to your chest who can tell you where they are. It's very, very, very weird. But there isn't no combat till more than halfway through the game, and it's not like top notch, super duper greatest combat I've ever played in my life, but it's good. You've seen the game, right? I mean, you looked up the story and all that because you were intrigued by it.
Oh, very intrigued. I looked it up and I saw some shit, and I think I
you know
I
more
remember
about it than
that.
I do.
Yeah, actually, I think so. Cause we started talking and you were like, I don't know what the fuck is that. I don't know what is that. And I was like, oh, well, you played it, and you told me, well, T-Wave, but I can't remember everything. But it's so strange how the Uber Eats type deal. I don't know. I don't even know what to say, because the story, is there a story?
Yeah,
Because I just remember a big bang happening, and then your Uber Eats, then you're following a terrorist who fucked up this girl, and then he controls shit and pew pews.
there's not that many pew
That's
pews,
about. I mean, story wise.
but you're trying to turn on the chiral network to bring the United States together, because the chiral network is like internet, and with that you can get in touch with someone who a doctor per se that's up in the mountains that has a cure for something that's wrong, and and bring everything together. So you're going to these different locations and basically turn on the Wi-Fi for them. But the main story is that the president of the United States, who is like your mom that she adopted you, passes away, and your sister that you haven't seen is stepping in as the next president, but she's not there, and the bad guys took her away, and you have to go rescue her like your Mario. So you're chasing her the whole way, and then in between that, you're seeing visions and like past lives of the BB that you're connected to, and you see that's where Mad Mickelson comes in, and he's the daddy of the BB. BB is literally a baby that you put on your chest, and the cast
it's
is
called
great.
baby because it's a bridge baby.
Because it's a bridge baby, and it's bridging you to the afterlife. The cast is great. Norman Reedus is just Norman Reedus. There is a digital Guillermo del Toro, is not voiced by Guillermo del Toro, but not bad. Mads Mikkelsen is
that took
probably
me
the
way
MVP.
off guard.
Yeah, it's a little weird. but it does feel like that's what he sounds like. You know, I didn't know he didn't speak English, but I would guess that's exactly what it sounds like.
A little bit,
The lady
yeah.
who plays the mom, we've seen her. Yes. I forget the name of the guy with the mask, but he's dope. Mads Mikkelsen is probably my MVP. But have you seen Mama?
Yeah, that cute girl with the glasses.
Yeah, she's the girl from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I didn't know, the one with the feet.
What? Neta?
Yeah, it's the same girl. I didn't know it was her.
Oh,
That
but
kind-
me neither. Wait, no mames.
That's
I'm
kinda
surprised.
Crazy. That's kind of crazy.
No
So
wonder
yeah.
she was so fucking cute.
Yeah, she was really cute. She had a little gap, not a gap, but whatever. But it's really crazy. I can see how it's not for everybody, but I like. It's very, very heavy and
Well,
very, very
Kojima's games are almost not for everybody.
no. And after that, I had to chill out a little bit, and I watched slash played after I was watching and slash playing Death Stranding, I watched slash played the Man of Medan. It's one of the 5 movies that's coming from the Dark Pictures games. It has okay water.
Uh-huh.
This also features a cool actresses.
Okay,
got-
water. Okay.
It's got okay water. We got Iceman, and then
Uh-huh.
that's about it. Nobody else is really whatever.
Oh, no, that's my one. I was expecting more people.
No, but I really like. This is the first one of the anthology, and it's really cool
Okay.
because there's like a intro for like a show, like a very old school horror, like Twilight Zone intro for it. So there's a guy who's a curator, I think it's called, and he like welcomes you to his mansion. And he's gonna tell you a story, and the story is about the Man of Medan, and he just starts telling you the story, and then you jump into the game. This feels a little bit more interactive than Until Dawn. It did have little problems with texture pop-ins. It had some effective jump scares. There's a really foul scene with a rat, but a lot of choices.
Oh, yes.
A lot of choices in the
And
game.
I know you love rats.
No, I hate them. So you also make a lot of choices in the game, and this kind of guides you towards how each character is, because you use every character, and there are traits like this person is brave, this person is shy, so you can base your actions upon what you think they would do,
Okay.
and they'll kind of help you steer into the direction of where it's going. I mean, the story is whatever. It's not the greatest. It's this couple who rent a boat just to go out in the sea, and then these pirates show up into the boat while 2 of them are diving. This couple is diving, and then they take them into a ship that is stranded in the middle of the sea, and lo and behold, is like it's haunted, and stuff starts to happen, and there's this fog that takes over your brain. So it's kind of cheesy. Excuse me. It's kind of cheesy, kind of goofy, but I kind of like how they're making it all one universe, because the next one's already coming out. I think it's called Little Hope, and we're gonna get the curator again. So I kind of like that they're keeping him as the establishment of bringing all these stories to life. Like it felt like a show. It felt like an old school show. So I enjoyed that. I don't mind these kind of point and click games. They're not the greatest mechanics, but they're fun just to throw in, and then you try to see what ending you got. 3 out of the 4 people survived for me the first time, and then I managed to save everybody the second time. I enjoyed them. They're pretty cool.
I was gonna. Is this a self-contained story?
What do you mean?
Like it starts and ends. There's no continue, or is the second game a straight continuation of this one?
No. The second game is a different story. Yeah, it's a self-contained story.
Okay.
There are different endings, but it ends. There won't be Man of Medan 2. No, the next one is a different story. Little Hope.
Who was the Man of Medan?
That's the name of the ship.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. First one. Were the pirates South African or something?
Kinda, yeah.
Or were they white?
They were French.
Well, they have some white in them, because no sane person would hijack a stranded ship.
No. They
That's
hijacked
Ghost Lore 101.
They hijacked the private little boat, and then they took that boat.
Oh,
because of a storm, they found a boat stranded, and they're like, okay, let's go in there and hide from the storm.
Ah, no, pues mejor te mueres, güey, no mames.
Pues sí, güey. But it's pretty
A
cool
la
if you,
verga,
if
güey,
you
no,
like
but-
those games. Same Until Dawn, I think was better, but I like them.
Okay.
Finally, to close out, what you watch, bro?
This movie with Thor. It's on Netflix called Extraction. You watched
Hell
it too,
yeah.
did you?
Hell yeah.
So, what you think about it?
What did I think about it? It was okay. I liked it. I had fun.
Mm-hmm.
There was this. The kid looked young as shit for me. I thought he was really,
Okay.
really young. And then there's like a club scene. So what happened is Thor is a retired veteran, and he's now like a mercenary, and he does jobs for money, and he is hired to extract the son of a drug lord, who another drug lord is looking to kill, and the drug lord's henchman guy is also looking for him. So it's like these three-headed monster searching for his little kid. Thor finds him, and he's running around through the city, and trying to get him home. And then there's double crossing and crossings, and there's a Mija. I liked her very much. She was cool.
She was a badass.
She was a badass. The action is, and it's a Russo brother production, so I immediately had to compare it to 21 Bridges. And there's one point where the drug lord is like, close all the bridges, don't let anything in and out. And the first thing I thought was 21 Bridges. There had to be a shout out to 21 Bridges. It had to be.
Pues no es como que sí, Simón, sí, güey.
It had to be. It had to be. What else? Because he kept saying, close all the bridges, don't let them out, because they're looking for the kid inside the city. There's a really dope scene with the car, and it's not one shot, but they make it seem like it's one shot. Did you notice that?
Well, it was not just in the car, dude. The scene lasted like 10 minutes.
The scene was a long ass scene, but I liked how it was like, dope.
Is this cutting? Yeah, I was like, is this cutting? Then I had to rewind it, because I was like, okay, let me see if it cuts. It did not cut.
Yeah,
it was amazing.
It was like 3 minutes of me like, it hasn't cut, because you could tell the way the camera's moving, that it could have been a cut, but the camera's following the action, so they won't cut.
Yeah.
And it lasts for a good 10 to 15 minutes. I was like, it's still going. Holy shit.
Yeah, it was long.
So
it's a simple premise.
Yeah.
The what?
The action. I thought the action was great.
Oh no, it's amazing. I think the director was a stunt coordinator back in the day, so no wonder it's an amazing action movie. The story is very simple, but I mean, you're not going in for the story. You're going in for the ass kicking and the explosions and everything. And it didn't pull any punches.
No,
I don't think it pulled any punches.
I thought that some of the violence was kind of, they were trying to keep it PG in the beginning. Like they would do something and not show it, like the part with the rake. But then they started to showing it towards the end. Then at one point he uses a guy as a bat, and that part was hilarious. When he grabbed and he used the other guy's legs to hit the other guy who's sitting on, and then his neck flicked back. I was like, whoa, that was crazy.
Have you ever been so mad that you hit a motherfucker with another motherfucker?
No.
There was do you remember the rooftop scene?
Where they jumped across it?
No, not where they jumped across it. When they were trying to find out who.
Yeah,
with the kids. I almost shot myself in that scene. I was like, oh shit, they just did that.
Yeah, that was. I rewind it right there because I didn't understand what had happened. I looked away, and I was like, what's going? Oh shit! So they do a good job for you to like really hate the bad guy. And there's some switcheroo as who's the bad guy, and then they also do a good job in giving some of the henchmen and bad guys backstory, so it's kind of hard to hate them. You know what I mean? Because they're doing it because they have to, or they're put in a position where they have to. So you sympathize them a little bit more. It's not just like, I fucking hate that guy.
How they're trying to give dimension to them, but I mean, it's not the best dimension you can give them, but it was for the
But it's
for the
something
movie.
I appreciate
amazing.
it. I did feel like the movie slowed
Yeah.
down a little bit towards the end. It got a little sloggy, and then it picked up again by the bridge.
Okay.
Like a little bit before the bridge when they're at the house and we get a cameo. That cameo was cool.
Yeah.
But it kind of slowed down the pace for me. I wanted it to pick up, and then it does a little bit, but
it was kind of still, but not for that much. It was just a little bit. So yeah, it was fun.
yeah. But I liked it. I thought it was cool. I enjoyed it. I definitely recommend it. There's no one right here right now to watch. I mean, there's nothing else out there. If I were to score it, I'll give it an 8. And then if I put it up against the other Avenger Russo production that was 21 Bridges, even though I'm biased because I'm a King T'Challa, Wakanda Forever, I might have to pick this one over just solely off of the action.
Okay.
So
I would give it an 8.5 actually.
8.5, that's pretty high.
Yeah. That's how much fun I had
It's
watching
good.
the movie.
It's really good. So that's what we watched this week. Leave us a comment down below. Let us know what you've been watching. And always and forever, you do you.
Bye.
And